We're here at Hanson Crescent in the constituency of St. George South. This is a prime example of community-minded spirit. And so this area will be transformed to even greater delight. I take pleasure now inviting Minister Ford to offer remarks.
Thank you, Anton. A pleasant good morning to Hanson Crescent. It is the 77th site in Barbados, the 77th Clean and Green site. And I want to say, as we put our hands together to applaud those workers, especially some 20 workers who made this a reality, that this is 77, but we got 23 more to go before the end of the financial year. What we will do over the next couple of years across Barbados is to add to the rustic beauty of this country. What are we doing when we are creating these green spaces? We are allowing the natural flora to grow. We are beautifying. We are ensuring that biodiversity becomes the buzzword in Barbados. And along with that, we are creating the green carbon sinks needed as part of our fight against the global warming and the climate change that we are experiencing. But more importantly, we are adding beauty and aesthetics to an environment which was once in a state of disrepair. We have often in this country too much disused land that we are saying as a government, this is not who we are as a country. This is not who we are as beautiful Barbados. We can't have an iconic song, Minister, by an iconic group, ideally in nature, beautiful, beautiful Barbados by the Merry Men, and not have a beautiful country, not adding to the merriment of the country. I am saying today, I am happy to officially open the 77th Clean and Green site in Hanson Crescent. All this could not be possible unless there was the titillation, the unequivocal, unreserved, unbridled, unshackled, you may call it what, you can alliterate, titillation of the member of parliament for the area. He is a Trojan. He is a representative extraordinaire. I am talking about the man who understands that St. George South is a beating part of his heart. I am talking about none other than my friend, the champion, the Trojan of St. George South himself, none other than Minister Sutherland. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
A blessed morning to the residents of Hanson Crescent. When I came into Hanson Crescent, I was told I needed to beautify and enhance this area that Mr. Bab indeed started. And we didn't have much work to do because Mr. Bab and Mr. Marville, the Bab family and the Marville family, really created this green space. And as Minister of Housing, Lands and Maintenance, I want to say to private developers, as you develop Barbados in terms of the housing stock, affordable housing, we recognize, and I want you, I know you do, because you have created a green space here, and I can speak to most of the developments within St. George. The developers have been environmentally and socially responsible by creating green spaces. And when they create green spaces, the importance of greening the environment you just heard from Minister Ford, creating planet friendly habits and also reducing the negative impact on our environment. And more importantly for me, greening the environment is about sustainability and building the necessary resilience within the landscape across Barbados to cope with the impact of climate change, to cope with population growth, and to cope with depletion of resources, natural resources. And while we recognize the role of wildlife, fauna, and flora to the biodiversity and to our ecosystem, we still have to do it in an environmentally friendly manner. We can't leave Hanson Crescent, this lovely area, in bush. Because when we leave this in bush, we create a public health issue and we certainly create an issue for our children. And this would not lend itself, if it was in bush, to what we call the social cohesiveness of building communities where persons can come out on Sunday evenings and on afternoons with their children to have a little swing, have a little slide, have a little walk on the bars, and sit down. And I'm looking forward to sponsoring the first event in Hanson Crescent for the families to have fun, bring the children, and to meet and greet with me, even though I'm no stranger to Hanson Crescent. But it builds the social cohesiveness. It is just not all about the environment. It is about the economy as well as the social cohesiveness of our communities. I thank you again, and God bless each and every one of you.
There's always a story to tell, and there's a very brief story. And Mr. Bob said, yes, I want to share this story with you. How did it begin? Why did I decide to take this? And with the help of Mr. Maverick and this gentleman who just joined us, what, Terrell? Yes? Terrell, come. Terrell, Cephas, Rosie, and Mrs. Mo, they're all here. So, Mr. Bob, if you can just some brief remarks, because this is the beginning. This is where it started, so we want to hear from you.
Good morning. It first started in 2016 when the development was developed. It originally was supposed to be a park, but as the building started going, people started to dump some of the rubble here, and I looked unsightly. So then one of the neighbors started to build below. So I asked the gentleman how much it would cost to push off the land, and I pushed it off. So that is where it all started. Then a number of residents came on board, myself, the Marvels, Carlos, but the others came after it had been already developed. Mr. Moore, Rosie, Cephas, the gentleman from down below. So basically that's what we do. We maintain it weekly. On the behalf of the residents of Hanson Crescent, I want to thank the ministers for coming in and helping us when we really needed it. We had asked, and they had promised that they were going to do it, and they fulfilled. Yeah, they fulfilled that promise. So we thank you from the residents.
Keep it clean.